Okay. So once you get to the simulator, click this, open it up. You want to go to the one on the left, intro. You don't need the ruler, but you do want the stopwatch. Ultimately, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to test three different things. You're going to test how does the mass impact the period, how does the length impact the period, and how does the amplitude impact the period. When testing mass, you have to keep length and amplitude fixed. When testing the length, you need to keep amplitude and mass fixed. And when testing the amplitude, you have to keep length and mass fixed. So what does all that mean? Let's say we want to start with testing the mass. So what I'm going to do is on every single trial, I'll set the length equal to, say, 0.5 meter, 0.50 meters. The amplitude I'll set to 15 degrees. Okay. Now, what I do is length. This is why I don't need the ruler. This already tells me what the length is right here. So I set the length to 0.5. Mass, I'll play with that in a minute. Don't need to touch gravity, don't need to touch friction. I'm going to hit the pause button, and I'm going to hit the play button on the stopwatch. What this will do is it will allow everything to be frozen in time until I hit this play button to release it. Now, notice I've set the length to 0.5, go to 15 degrees, and I'm ready. Hit play. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to actually let it go for 5. And what I got was 7.18 seconds over 5 cycles. So 7.18 over 5. That's 1.44 seconds. That's the period. So set up a data table, mass in kilograms, period in seconds. First data point, 1 kilogram, 1.44 seconds. All right, reset everything. So I'll hit the stop button, reset the clock, hit the play button on the clock again. This will automatically start when I hit this play button. Change my mass, maybe I'll go to 0.5 kilogram. I'm keeping the length fixed at 0.5, so 0.5. And still pull this back to 15 degrees, hit play, and do it again, okay? Again, 5 cycles, and then, ultimately what I'm gonna be doing is filling out this table. That's testing the mass. Now, when I wanna test the length, what I'll do is I'll say, all right, I'm gonna keep my amplitude set to 15 degrees. I'll set the mass exactly to 1 kilogram. I'm gonna play around with the length. So come here, let's stop everything, reset the timer. Pull this back to 15 degrees. Length, okay, 1 kilogram. And now I can play with the length. I want it at 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 4, 5. Playing with a couple of different lengths. Amplitude, same deal. Set the length to some fixed number of your choosing. Set the mass to a fixed number of your choosing. So length, we'll go to 0.5. Mass will go to 1. Try it at 5 degrees. Try it at 7 degrees. Try it at 10 degrees. Try it at 15. Try it at 20. The thing about the amplitude. Keep amplitude at or below 20 degrees, always. The reason why, if you don't, you're going to end up having to deal with a sinusoidal function, which we don't want to deal with because we're going to be focusing on the simple pendulum. The next thing I want to point out on your data collection, because you have 3 different things to test. If you notice Let me move this really quick before. Now, if you notice, after 3 trials, there's little to no difference in the period. Move on. If there is a difference, get a lot more data. So why am I telling you to do this? Because I already know how the outcome of this lab goes. I should. I will tell you right now, and the rubric tells you as well, length definitely impacts it. To make it more complicated, it is not linear. So in order to figure out how does the length impact it, you get more data. Mass and amplitude, I'll let you figure out whether or not they impact it. And I'll tell you this, what if they do, it is going to be linear in nature. All right. Let's see. Question.